So I have the Blackmagic Pyxis here, 6K, full frame, open gate, 3x2, just upgraded from the Pocket or the Cinema Camera 6K. I have the Tilta rig, we're gonna build it, and yeah, we're just gonna, we're gonna chat. So as you can see, comes with the Blackmagic design, owner's manual, stickers, resolve, and it comes with this plate, which I think is really dope. This is the plate for the SSD. I'm a long Blackmagic user, so I am very familiar with that. Boom. So bear with me as we kind of move things around, but this is L camera. This is, oh, let's see if we can get it. Yep. This is the Pyxis. It's super small, which I think is really dope. Ironically, it's pretty heavy. If I were to, I would say it's about the size or weight of like a 70 to 200 or like a Tokina Vista Prime maybe. Yeah, I feel like it's about the size of a Vista Prime. But let's start working on this. So I'm gonna put this to the side. Cage. So I went with the Tilta Cage only because I have a lot of Tilta parts and the cage was sold out and I needed to have something in. So essentially what I did was I bought the cheaper cage, and from an old rig I had bits and pieces. So I still have this handle and I still have some other things. Spin. All right, so if I can get this acting right, boom. Tilt. This is real. Oh, look, I have this tool, but I don't need it because, dang, this is tight. Tilta gives you their own tool, which looks better, sleeker, smoother than the red tool. Has a little bit less, but I think what I really like about this tool is, actually, I'll wait for a second as I pull all the stuff out. But remind me I had thoughts, all right? It comes with top and bottom plates, side plates, Oh, I didn't know it came with a bottom Manfrotto thing, which is super clutch. That gives me more space for later. This thing is robust. This is a side plate for the SSD. But what I don't like about Tilta, and this is my only gripe, which is not really a gripe, is that when you get the pieces, let me get this in the middle. When you get the pieces, there's no like picture, so you just kind of have to fend for yourself. And I mean, granted, I feel like the way they map this out is so clean that you really have to be, somebody who needs a lot of help or somebody that needs more guidance if you don't get it right, because they map it out pretty smooth for you. Clearly I'm one of those people, because is this it? Is this here? Am I good? Yeah, so this is it. All right, so yeah, top plate. These are the ribs, I believe. Yep, the ribs go here. and here, and then bottom plate. So I'm just gonna start. Actually, I don't mind if all this stuff is around. I really don't mind. I mean, this thing has a, oh, I was about to say, Tilta, look. Y'all got the wrong one. All right, Tilta? Y'all got the wrong one. Actually, you got the right one, because I buy so many of your products. But to go back to what I was saying, this is the red tool, which I think is dope and it's really robust and it's beautiful, and I probably have 10 of them. But the issue with the red tool is that this part here is so thick, whereas like this one is so thin. So, nope, never mind. It's thinner, but I don't know by what margin. I don't know, I just thought this was gonna be better. Rewind, I take that back. But it's sleek. It is sleek, can't take that away, it is sleek. I just wish these were thinner. I feel like the small rig one, this part is super thin, which I really, really enjoy. And I appreciate. So I wanna say most of these should all be the same. This is for this. This is for that, you can tell. These are pretty standard, and an easy way to figure out with Tilta, sometimes they'll make sure to install certain things. So for these here, it's similar to these here. So that means that this is going on the top, which I can really appreciate. I can appreciate. If my lips are a little ashy, please don't come for me in the comments, because it's dry these days. It's cold these days. It's hard out here these days. But I really like having these plates, these Tilta plates, because they're really affordable. And if you buy plates from the past, they find ways to make sure that they are compatible with future products. Meaning, not the actual cage, but the various pieces that go along with it. Case in point, this Manfrotto plate is probably gonna be able to be used on other pieces. An example of that is this, where is it? I had one here. Maybe I got rid of it. Oh, it's all the way over here. Ugh, sorry internet. All right, so I'm on wheels, so everything is everywhere. So this Manfrotto plate, this is the original FX3 plate from Tilta. And the bottom like riser, this locks in and tightens up. I mean, that's not going anywhere. And I can still use this plate that was from my, actually I think this was from my Komodo, but it might have been from my FX3. But let's just say it was Komodo. This plate can be used, you know, with other things. So I think that's really tight. It's a very modular, oh, wrong one. It's a very modular system, which for somebody like me who has various different cameras, I value a lot. And I think at the end of the year, right, you just kind of reflect and you think and you plan and you restructure and you know, try to figure out what the next year looks like, what made sense this year versus last year, what makes sense moving forward. So I think, you know, I love Tilta, and I think I made a conscious effort to utilize Tilta as my main rig my main cage manufacturer for certain cameras. I would say an example of it not being standard would be for my Burano or my Alexa Mini. Those I went with the RA for Alexa Mini, and then I went with the Bright Tangerine. And then I got a lot of my specialty parts from Mid 49, which is probably one of my favorites. It's just a little bit, you know, on the expensive side depending on your use case. And I think for me, I wouldn't utilize all the things I would want to from Bright Tangerine. So I just found myself putting the wrong plate on the wrong side. That's what I found. But that's okay, you know? Like I said, the way that Tilta makes these things, I wish they had a picture, but somebody like me will, you know, will make these mistakes so that the rest of you all can flourish, you know what I mean? It'd be like that. All right. So that makes more sense. This makes so much more sense. And it's sad because I originally had it like this and I flipped it over because I was like, no, this little lip. But this lip, knowing Tilta, is a mount for a, like for your lens support on your like PL mount adapters and things like that. I do have a PL mount adapter. It's on the other camera. I have the Breakthrough Photography. I have Breakthrough Photography, and that one is pretty amazing. What's dope is that they kind of helped me out because I had one of the original orders of the DSMC2, and then I switched that to the Komodo, and then I ended up having to like do a whole switcheroo kangaroo thing. So that was pretty cool. They looked out. This is weird. So I don't know if it's just mine, but I don't have a bottom screw to this plate. So we are going to hope that because this is here. Nah, there gotta be more. There gotta be more. Did Tilta forget to send me pieces? Which is very rare. I wouldn't put it past a company having to put out that many things, but you know, we will see. This looks like everything's in it. This is for these. Let's see. All right. Ah, there's one. Oh, hold on. See? Tilta looking at me like, because I got two of them right here. Tilta, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it. I was gonna throw the shade, and the shade was meant to be thrown back at me. There we go. Look at that. This whole time, that joint was sitting in my face. Sitting in my face. Boom. Hold up. So all these joints was just sitting right here, And y'all wasn't even trying to tell me. So like, y'all were just gonna let me throw all that shade with no umbrella? Dang. But it's cool though. I get it. Y'all just some bystanders and whatnot. But, you know, it's good. It is good. So, let's see. This looks like this is where it's supposed to be. And it looks like I have to take this plate off. Okay, so yeah, Tilta, you got it. Anyway, so I did want to make some slight notes about, oh, I have to go soon. Me and my wife are supposed to see Lion King, so I need to leave here in 10 minutes. So I'm gonna try to speed this up. But yeah, for the channel, I want to figure out what people like to watch, but also I want to balance that with the things that I like to do. So as you can know, something that I like to do is do these builds. I like to shoot content, but lately I've been trying to do more like behind the scenes. In one of my last videos, I did a behind the scenes of a music video that we shot almost a year ago. But it was really cool and I never got around to doing it. So I just put it out, and I want to be more intentional about like those type of shoots, because I feel like there's a lot that can be, you know, shared. So yeah, I want to start doing more of those. I want to start doing more of, you know, bringing more folks in, more DMV folks in, because I feel like DMV has a lot of talent, and I feel like we have similar talent to like a LA or a New York. It's just that we're not as popular as a New York or LA. So I'm like, let's change that a little bit, you know, let's do a little change. So yeah. All right. So we got that. We got this. We got the right ones in here. As you can see, the plate is perfectly mounted for this. It is. Created with precision. All right, so we have this. We have the box. We have the old top handle that in theory should work. Boom. In theory it does. And then we have this Tilta plate. So I'll put this to the side. We have this Tilta plate. So I'm actually gonna take this one and I'm gonna use it for another build, for my GFX build. So then this guy goes like this. Oh, look at that. Slides through. We screw this guy in here. All right, so we have the cage. Looks beautiful. I think the handle is super robust. They really updated all these little various parts. On the side, we got the ribs, we got cold shoe, we got NATO. It feels very sturdy. It feels very functional. There's another Accessory cage that I really like, and it's just like mounting points everywhere. I just didn't, I don't know, I just didn't get it. Now, if they would like to send me one, that's another situation. But I do love the fact that you can use the Blackmagic EVF handle on this as well in the event that I do, which most likely I will get that EVF. But what I like to do on a lot of my builds is utilize these things. These, I don't know if I can see this. These mini locks by Condor Blue. And what I love about these is that for my tear decks, for battery plates, meaning, let me see if I can find my plate. Yeah, like this. So like this battery plate, these mini locks I like to put on the back so then I could put my D-taps on. But we'll get to that in a second. The first one I want to work on is the one for the side plate. So as you can see, there's a bunch of stuff on the side plate. As you can see, there's a bunch of stuff on the side plate, and I think they're all very functional. What I am looking to do is take the pieces from the side plate and figure out a way to, let's see, utilize space for a transmitter. So like technically, and I can put it on either one of these because I think these are all locating pins. So this is cutting it close, but I need to have space for a handle, and the tear deck probably takes up this amount of space. And then I can probably use this for a mic, or you know, like one of these DJI microphones. I got a little stuff on my shirt. DJI microphones. Sorry, fresh out the movie theater. You know, I just teleported, right? Like 1 second I was here, and next thing you know, it's sped up. But what I do love about these Condor Blue pieces is that they come with all these little gadgets. But it's more so about these locking pins. And the other side usually goes into like tear decks and things like that. So I usually don't have a need for it. But this side, as you can, I dropped it. No, and it's so tiny. It's so tiny. So let me I'm gonna screw this in more so I don't make that mistake again. So this thing right here creates a lock so that when this goes in, it doesn't move. Now, one thing that I hope Condor Blue does in the future, which, you know, oh my gosh. Yo, Condor Blue is the GOAT. Look in there. I promise you, every time I say something, there's 2 more pins in here. Meaning all these times where I've been trying to find more locating pins, they've been sitting here the whole time. Super clutch. Anyway, I take that back. Just like Tilta had it, freaking Condor Blue has it. And I'm just in awe at the creative ways these companies work. Anyway, so the lock is really tight because it just holds everything in place. and I don't have to worry about things moving. So that is like, you know, that's not going anywhere. And I appreciate having this here. So typically I put a tear deck here. So a tear deck will be on this side. And since I'm actually building this part of it, this is from the small rig cage for the Blackmagic 6K, but it has a NATO and this has a NATO. So I'm just gonna take that there, tighten up the NATO here, and now this kind of rotates. I don't know if it just goes up and down. I would probably just use this as a dedicated side handle, just to hold me over. Rails. Where do I put that lens? I have another plate queued up, ready to go, because this is the plate that I already use, and this one has a D-tap in the back. And also, like, I'm running out of space, so that's another reason why the D-tap is such a thing, because I don't have enough space on the back end to utilize a D-tap. But what I'll probably end up doing is utilizing more of these like NITSI plates. These right here that have these NITSI plates that have D-taps on either side and USB-C. So I'll probably just like go that route, which is not my preferred, but I think for the sake of time and efficiency, it's probably better. And then I could just D-tap, D-tap, D-tap. So now I have 3 D-taps, and then I can bring this super close to the camera. Super close to the camera. Almost like right under it. Yeah, super close to the camera. This build is a lot thicker than I anticipated, but you know, that's what we do here. I'll probably do a smaller battery just so this is closer and more niche. Actually, you know what? Let me go get a smaller battery. I enjoy what I do. I just flat out love the fact that I get to do this for a living. And because of that, this stuff, these nights of just me coming in, you know, sitting at my desk and just problem solving bring me so much joy, because I get to solve the problems that I would typically have to deal with on set. And that to me is super cool. All right, so then let's condense. Yeah, right across there. All right, now this is looking a little bit more decent. I mean, on an actual shoot, I'll probably use like a 98 versus a 150. I feel like a 98 is enough. And I'll probably use like one of the smaller 98s. So this is the first time I'm opening up the sensor. Oof, it feels so good. So I'm not one of those guys that likes to, you know, show off the sensor and say, oh my gosh, look at me, look at my sensor. I'm the guy that likes to cover it and keep it nice and protected. If I can remember how Elmo works. Look at that. Boom. All right, so now we have the camera, we have the battery, we have the top handle, we need a monitor. This is my go-to small HD Cine. And I say Cine because I subscribe to the models of small HD. So I'm a Cine guy. I like the Cine 5, the Cine 7. This is a Cine 5. Amazing monitors. I just love how they look. I love the colors. I love the features. I love the screenshots. And I just love the functionality. In order to fit it in here, I need to bring it back, but you know, I would run this to D-tap. I would have the power in here. I would run something to the tear deck. I'll probably run this one on this side, tear deck here, and then if I had like a follow focus or something, I run it on the other side. And then for lenses, I just grabbed this. This is the CP3 135. Boom. This comes off. Is this somebody? Okay. So also, word to the wise, watch out who actually like handles your gear. You gotta make sure that when people handle your gear, you show them how to do it correctly and right. Because that wasn't necessarily in right. So we got this. We got Bright Tangerine matte box, and there we go. The build. This thing is huge. The Blackmagic Pyxis 6K build. This is how I would primarily shoot with it. The exception would be this battery. To me, is too big. I get a super small one, condense that a bit. But outside of that, this is kind of how I would shoot. I would honestly probably put this on the shoulder and get an eyepiece for it. Or I would just strip it down to a D-tap version of this. So it's just this. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Obviously some more cords and stuff need to be connected, but I don't feel like getting those. So we'll just leave it at this. Pyxis. Pyxis, 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 Pyxis. I challenge y'all to say that 3 times. Pyxis, Pyxis, Pyxis. Pyxis, Pyxis, Pyxis. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. I know I was rambling, but you know, I just like sitting in my office and doing these sorts of things. So thank you all for entertaining this, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.